Yeah? Yeah? All right. All right. So let's do this, yeah? All right, well, hello, everyone. And welcome to today's press conference. My name is Laila Martin Garcia, and I am an organizer with the National Partnership for New Americans. And I am so excited to be here with you all today and be your MC for this press conference. The National Partnership for New Americans is a national coalition of over 70 immigrant and refugee rights organizations with reach across 40 states. Our members lead local and state organizing campaigns, advocacy, and legal services rooted in community empowerment. Together, we harness this power for a collective national strategy. But today, we're here today because we want to celebrate the contributions of all immigrants to the great state of Pennsylvania and spotlight those who have taken the final step in their immigration journey and have become naturalized citizens. Across Pennsylvania, many of us have now the power to vote for legislators that represent our values or run for office and pave new paths when we don't see ourselves truly represented. It is important to exercise our right to vote because we know how much we contribute to this state. According to the Immigrant Grow Communities reports by the Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition, the state economy is dependent on immigrants as workers, taxpayers, consumers, and entrepreneurs. Immigrants in Pennsylvania had a spending power of $30 billion, with a B, $30 billion, and paid $11.5 billion in taxes just in 2021. Just to give you a snippet of this insightful data that you can find in the report that we have available for distribution. Today we're here in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, for the third stop on the Naturalized and Ready to Vote tour, which will visit 6 states across the country. This national tour is part of the New American Voters campaign, a national effort which aims to empower, educate, and activate newly naturalized citizens to vote. Earlier this month, in a poll conducted by the National Partnership for New Americans and the U.S. Immigration Policy Center, we learned what is important to naturalized voters as they prepare to vote this November. I'm going to share 4 things that we learned in these surveys. First, new American voters are fired up to vote. 97.3% of new American voters say that they definitely will vote or probably will vote in November 2024 presidential election. 97.3. Number 2, new American voters feel a linked fate. When you ask us, do you think what happens generally to immigrants in this country will have something to do with what happens in your life? 61% say yes, a lot or some. Number 3, new American voters care about solutions to mainstream issues. The poll showed that the top 3 issues of concern for these voters were cost of living, economy, and healthcare. And number 4, new American voters want to see common sense immigration solutions. Almost 60% say immigration policy should be focused on making the system that decides who can stay or not into one that is more efficient, more timely, and while respecting people's rights. So, Pennsylvania. We know that Pennsylvania will be one of the most critical states during this election. And new American voters have the power to sway the outcome. Just to give you some more numbers, and I think this is the last one I'll share today. The last presidential election in 2020 in Pennsylvania was won by 80,000 votes. If you look at the total number of persons who naturalized in Pennsylvania from 2016 to 2020, exceeded that margin at 85,000. So we have the numbers. And are we ready to translate those numbers into impact? So for those of you tuning in via live stream, we're coming to you live from Montgomery County here in Pennsylvania, a place with a vibrant immigrant community and home to some newly naturalized Pennsylvania voters and advocates from across the state. Before we turn into our first speaker today, I want to thank the organizations that are making this press conference possible. Maybe we can give a shout out in here, yeah, when I say the name. All right, the Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition. Woo! of Pittsburgh.
Woo, woo, woo.
African communities together. Our host, the Woody Center. And SEIU Healthcare Pennsylvania. And we want to give a special shout out to Senator Colette's office, Bailey Landis, for being here today and supporting Naturalized voters. I feel the power. I do feel the power now. So let's bring this energy to introduce our first speaker today, coming all the way from Pittsburgh. You know, like that's that far away. That's a hike. That's a hike. I want to introduce Kara Timsina, Executive Director and co-founding member of the Bhutanese Community Association of Pittsburgh BCAP. Please join me in welcoming Kara.
Thank you, Laila. And NPNA. Thank you also to PIC, Pennsylvania Immigration and Citizenship, Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition, now PIC, for picking me up all the way from Western Pennsylvania. Good to be here. So thank you for that kind introduction, Laila. Talking about our community, the Bhutanese community has been in the state and country since the spring of 2008. I came to the country in 2009. I was originally resettled in New York City and then moved to Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania, about 8 months later. And then proud to say that I got naturalized in 2014.
Woo, woo.
The organization was founded in 2012, and our initial work was providing citizenship preparation classes. To be noted that many of our family members had never seen school in their life, so we had to start from there. So citizenship preparation classes to our community members, but soon opened that opportunity to other refugee and immigrant communities in Southwest PA. Our voter registration and voter education work started in 2015. Around the same year, we entered into a coalition partnership with PICC, now PIC, where they provided a mini grant to support our work. With such support, we were able to provide assistance to our clients with their citizenship applications as well. The journey to the path to citizenship is not very easy for many of us. We all can imagine the hardship when we have to start with many folks who have never seen school in their life, and we begin with their ABCs. We had to, and still have to, get ready to help such folks for naturalization interviews. Something we feel proud of accomplishing is a good amount of work registering new citizens to vote, as well as those who have moved into our region. Working with PA Voice, CMAC, SEAMAAC, and the API PA Power Caucus has greatly increased our voter engagement capacity. This year, so far, we have registered 160 folks in the greater Pittsburgh area, and we hope to increase that number further until October.
Right.
We are at many of the USCIS naturalization ceremonies, at many local events, in people's homes during voter registration or doing voter registration. We also do it at our own office when people come for voter registration or for any other purpose. I'm sure nobody in that part of the state would do it if it were not for BCAP.
Yes. Yep.
I would like to take a moment to recognize the contributions of immigrants from Asia, particularly between 2016 and 2020, who played a crucial role in the 2020 election. Of those naturalized citizens, 38,095, or 46%, were from Asia. This data highlights the significant influence of immigrant communities on elections, particularly the Asian community, and reminds us not to overlook their contributions. We're happy to have helped hundreds of refugees to become naturalized citizens and then enable them to vote. We will continue to do the work. Very many people have expressed pride and happiness in being a voter, and we work in ensuring they continue to come out and vote. These stories emphasize the power of the immigrant community in many ways, especially as a voting bloc. That's why it's crucial to center immigrant voters and their concerns in every election. At BCAP, we'll continue our efforts to naturalize new voters and advocate for a full democracy, one that includes policies welcoming immigrants and providing critical language access to the communities we serve. So let's get out and vote. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Karen, for coming all the way from Pittsburgh for the work you do. So important. So we just saw, right? It's just one example how Pennsylvania is home to a vibrant community, right? Immigrant and refugee community. Many who have become citizens recently and can now vote. So that's what the New American Voters Campaign is all about, right? A vision of inclusive, multi-ethnic, multiracial, participatory democracy. So let's hear from somebody that just naturalized. So I would like to introduce someone who just went through this process, and it will be a new American voter. It is people like Huáscar Aragonés as SEIU member who are helping to shape our community. So please join me in welcoming Huáscar.
Okay.
And Huáscar is going to speak in Spanish, and I will do my best to translate into English, ¿ya? All right, thank you, Huáscar. Adelante.
Bueno, ya mi nombre es Huáscar Aragonés, soy de República Dominicana, miembro del sindicato CIU. Hace 16 años llegué a este país con un sueño de ayudar a mi familia a echarla hacia adelante. Soy padre de 3 hijos, una de 17 años, una de 23 y uno de 26 años. En este país, con la política actual que hablaban de migración y tenía miedo como no era ciudadano, y eso me motivó a hacerme ciudadano de Estados Unidos. Con el miedo de no ser deportado por X razón, lo político, y ahora todo orgullosamente soy ciudadano americano de los Estados Unidos. Me hice ciudadano en mayo de 2024. Mi proceso duró alrededor de 4 meses para hacerme ciudadano, y eso ahora me siento más seguro de mí mismo de estar en este país, porque así sé que no me van a separar de mi familia, como muchas políticas que están diciendo que Donald Trump dice que va a separar la familia de este país, y eso yo tenía miedo con ese proceso, y por eso me motivé a serme ciudadano, porque vine a echar para adelante, a buscar un futuro, a poner mi propio negocio aquí. Eso. Y como miembro de la 32BJ y de la CIU, yo como ciudadano y parte de migrantes convoco a todos los que puedan votar, que salgan este año a votar por líderes que nos representen aquí en la comunidad como clase trabajadora que son, que apoyen a los sindicatos, que apoyen estas organizaciones, que apoyan mayormente a los hispanos, y eso es lo que estoy diciendo aquí. Y tengo una hija que llegó, que está en la high school, y siempre me iba hablando de la inseguridad que hay y de la delincuencia que hay, y eso es lo que queremos, que los líderes vean todos esos puntos y lleven eso a donde uno no puede llegar, la voz de uno no puede llegar. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. I'm gonna try to do a translation of what he said. Name is, and I'm gonna speak in first person just like he did. So my name is Huáscar Aragonés. I am a member of the union SEIU 32BJ, and I am originally from Dominican Republic. I came to this country 15 years ago. I have 3 children, 2 daughters of 17 and 23 years old, and a son of 26 years old. To me, citizenship, U.S. citizenship, is a guarantee that my family is going to be united and safe in this country. I filled that form to become a citizen in April. And in around May, I was already a citizen of the United States this year. I am very proud of myself. I was afraid that Trump was going to be a president again, and that made me take that step towards citizenship. I heard that Trump had plans to separate families without like taking into account our family relations, and I did not want to take the risk of being away from my family. But now I am a citizen, and I am very motivated to go and vote and make sure that Trump and other extremist politicians don't get into power. As a member of the union and part of the working class, I want to make sure it is important for me to choose leaders that represent the values and contributions that we immigrants give to this country. We are working class people. Like many others in this country, we just want a better future for our families. I have a daughter in high school, and I want to make sure that politicians as well make sure that our kids are safe in school. That's a very big topic for me. I have a dream of becoming a business owner, and I know that with my efforts, I'm going to get there. And that's why I'm going to go vote, because I'm ready to have my American dream happen. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Oh, what's that? Oh. And Huáscar has naturalized a few months ago and hasn't registered to vote yet. So after this press conference, what are we going to do? We're going to register to vote. Yes. You know, I registered a few hundred people, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we can do this together. I won't do, you do it, right? So we are going to support.
Yes.
We're going to support. All right, let's get there. I'm so excited. More registrations. All right. So, and you know, like the deadline to register to vote is fastly approaching, right? This is due. We have to register by a certain time. So I want to make sure that all naturalized citizens that are listening to us, that are hearing us, that are seeing us, they go and register. They register themselves to vote, right? This is very important. It's very easy to do. It takes 2 minutes. For real, it takes 2 minutes. And you know, for a long life power, basically. So let's get that done. And talking about registering people to vote, if there's an organization that knows how to do that, especially here in Montgomery County, is the Woody Center, our host today. So let me introduce Mihe Kim, Community Services Coordinator here at the Woody Center.
Hello, and thank you everyone for being here. It's a pleasure to meet everyone, and it's sure nice to have so many people in the office. I feel homey. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here today. My name is Mihe, and I'm a service coordinator here at Woody Center, an Asian American grassroots organization dedicated to serving and organizing vulnerable community members in Greater Philadelphia, including low-income individuals and recent immigrants and those with diverse immigration statuses. As a majority immigrant community, Asian Americans in Pennsylvania are significantly affected by immigration laws and policies. Since 2012, the Asian American population in Pennsylvania has surged by 38% to 38.2%. As of 2024, there are over 612,500 Asian American residents in the state, nearly 334,000 of whom are eligible to vote. At Woody Center, we offer free naturalization services in partnership with HISPA Pennsylvania and the immigration law firm Fragment. Our program includes information and screening sessions to assess participants' eligibility. Following these sessions, immigration attorneys assist applicants in completing their M-400 application forms. Throughout the process, our dedicated staff and volunteers provide essential language support and help with documentation collection, primarily for Korean-speaking immigrants. So we sit down with the attorneys, having the Zoom meeting, and the attorneys fill out the application form during the review session. Our clients frequently encounter significant challenges while navigating naturalization process. They often have questions like, am I eligible? Where can I find the application form? Is this safe? What if I make a mistake? Who can I talk to if I cannot attend an appointment? What do these terms mean in these forms? These These questions underscore the difficulties many immigrants face. When we ask why they haven't applied for citizenship sooner, especially after decades of living in the U.S., and many respond like, I was working long hours and raising children without support. Additionally, the fear of USCIS citizenship interview and civic test, English test, they are really afraid of it. And those are exacerbated by language barriers. And the high naturalization application fees, of course, present further obstacles. Since launching our naturalization service program last year, we have successfully assisted 40 individuals in completing their applications and registering to vote as new citizens. Moreover, through its year-round civic engagement program, Woody Center has registered over 900 citizens since
goodness, yes.
2019. And this number continues to grow as we expand our services and engage community members through initiatives like voter registration, education, and voter turnout. Our community members turn to us for help navigating the complex naturalization process, and they often express frustration over the lack of information regarding their voting rights. By providing services with cultural and linguistic competency, Woody Center is empowering our clients and building community power. And the greatest reward comes when newly naturalized voters return to our office seeking help with their voter registration and leaving saying, now I can vote. They are very proud to be a voter here in Pennsylvania.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Woody Center, for hosting us and the amazing work you all do. While new citizens across Pennsylvania have continued to grow in recent years, Pennsylvania's cohort is part of an estimated 5 million newly naturalized citizens across the United States, according to our report. The power of this potential block is determined by individuals' ability to both register and vote this November. So let's hear it from another naturalized voter, Helen Conte, SEAU member, newly naturalized from Sierra Leona.
Good morning. My name is Ellen Conte. I'm a proud union member, a proud nursing worker, and a proud American, Black American. I came in this country 7 years ago. I was so happy because I know I'll get a better life, better opportunity. So I'm so happy for that. But I'm a nursing home worker. The main thing I want them to do in the nursing home, because we have a strong union. They do a great job for us. So the other thing I want them to do, like, let's talk about the wages, because these people, these elderly people, they need good support, good care. But if you don't pay, you don't have, they will not get good care because they cannot keep their staff. So we need, like, they have to raise our salary and treat us good. We too, we treat our patients with dignity and respect. Because sometimes we have to work double because of, if they pay you $17 and now everything is expensive. Mortgage is not that easy. Even your rent is 1,000 plus. So if they pay $17, like 900 after tax, 800, you don't have the zeal to go to work. You're just like weak. You can't even treat the patient the way they expect. They cannot even keep a staff. Let me say, they're supposed to work like 6 CNA. They will just go for an agency because agency pay high. So for that reason, they don't keep their staff. So that is the main reason I would like to vote. So that I pray we get a leader who can think about that. And put wages, everything down. Talk about the food, gas, everything is expensive. In the nursing home, also because as we also have a strong union, now our pay is 20 to 22, from 17 to 20, 22. Some job, they don't even have a union. let alone talk about strong union. They don't even have. So that's all affects the ageable people in the nursing home because of the pay. Yeah. And I love my job. It's my dream job. I see these ageable people as my mom. So you know, you went to work then. You can't treat these people anyhow. Then the pay too is not that good. Then we talk about this employee. Some management, they have the people they like, they have the people they don't like. So they need to treat all the worker equal. They need to treat all the worker equal. Some worker will go and report for something, they will take it like granted. Some will go, they will not do nothing. So they will say, I can't go there. They say, let me just call out because I don't have no happiness to go in that job. They don't treat people good. They treat people like this is an America, this is immigrants. So they have to put things in place to treat everybody equal. Everybody have the right to live equal. Anyway, I'm so happy to vote.
Yes.
I'm really happy because I know I belong in this great council now, right? Yeah. You do a great job. I'm so proud of my union. I can say it because they allow us to say something. They allow us to give our, like, explain what is wrong. So nobody will just come and say you are fired like that. They will do a great investigation. They say, no, you cannot just fire this person. Trust me, they are the best. Yes, they are the best. I'm proud of them. Yes, so my fellow, like different immigrants, I will talk to them. Like, please, let's go and vote and get a better leader. Who can treat us equal, who can treat us and see us as the same. You understand? Treat us equal, not like this is white or this is black. No, we need a leader who can treat us the same. Don't look for white or black. So guys, please, let's go and vote. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. I'm fired up. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yes. And I believe like you work like double shift, right? So you're supposed to be tired.
No pay.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I came straight from work for a testimony. This is amazing. Woof. All right. I'm fired up. All right. Our next speaker knows firsthand the importance of voter education and empowerment. So let's welcome, say hi to Pennsylvania Director with African Communities Together.
Well, first of all, you said everything, so I don't need to say anything at all. I don't need to say anything, to be quite honest. This lovely lady has literally said every single one of my talking points. So I don't even need to read at this point, but I will. So my name is Sahaitu Abi. I'm the Pennsylvania chapter director for African Communities Together. We're the largest African-led organization supporting African immigrants across the country.
Yes.
We launched our organization 10 years ago in New York, and then 5 years ago in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and then 2 years ago when I started here in Pennsylvania. So grateful to have the opportunity to kind of seed this organization, and then I'll just kind of get into it. All right, so as mentioned, we've been doing this work for about 10 years. We empower African immigrants to integrate socially, advance economically, and engage civically. So as I mentioned, we started the chapter here in Pennsylvania in 2022, so it's very new, but some of our priorities are civic engagement, of course, housing justice, workforce development. Why? Because they're priorities everywhere, and they definitely need to be our priorities, but I'll start off with civic engagement, because that's what we're here for, right? Voting. As mentioned, it's a privilege for many of us to be able to vote. Many of us come from countries where voting is scary. You could die for it. And so it's important that we understand this privilege that we have and what it's taken to keep it. And so a lot of the work that I try to prioritize is sharing the history of what it took for us to get here. As you mentioned, so well. I just want to keep saying sometimes we forget about that privilege that we have and this honor that we have, this choice that we have to go and vote. And so the work has really been talking about the history of where we come from and that America, we've always been a country of immigrants and we always will. And so once we get here, we do everything we can to protect those rights, right? And so what does that look like? Let's go knock on doors, let's have conversations and make sure people understand why are we voting? Because the information we get on the media has one objective. And I know all of us here have a different objective. And it's to make sure those who are here have the right to vote and that the people who represent us really represent our issues. And so once again, thank you so much for talking about the issues such as raising our minimum wage, right? Whereas those of us who are in this country, we want to have citizenship, right? If we have citizenship, we want to be able to activate our rights, but many of us don't even know what those rights are. And so we're doing the work to have those conversations to connect the issues to the politics and to the polls, right? So I'm very proud to say this is our third cycle of running a turnout campaign where we are actually able to hire folks who look like our community, who speak those languages, and then get them out at the doors, knock on doors of folks who look just like them.
Yes.
Also, really, really excited to say that last year on our first campaign, we had one of our canvassers came back and said, look, I spoke to someone who said, I've never had anybody look like me and know about me, come and talk to me about voting. And so thank you so much. So thank you so much. And so just that in itself, being able to do that work, represent that work, all these organizations here who are doing work like voter registration, turnout, engagement, and we look like the community, we experience these things, that's powerful. Again, you've taken every single one of my talking points. All of my talking points. But I just want to say for those who are eligible to vote, please use that. We have fought for these rights in America.
That's right.
I know we have rights, and it seems like maybe somebody gave them to us, but we actually fought for all of them. So let's continue to fight for that right. Let's use that right. Let's activate that right. And let's try to make more friends with folks like this woman here to inspire us on the right and the privileges that we do have. I'll end it there, but I'll also make sure I say my one quote that I want to make sure we don't forget and just remember, because sometimes I forget this. My dad is back in Ethiopia. He was deported, so he doesn't get to be here no more. So this is something to remember. As Black immigrants, many of us come from countries where voting is just not safe. So here in America, voting is our legal right, and more than a privilege, it's a duty. So by voting, we honor the legacy of our Black ancestors who fought for the rights we now have. And we set the stage for a future where all of us can live in dignity and equality. So remember, we fought for this. Didn't nobody get us to us.
Right.
So keep fighting for it.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Woo!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're almost getting to the end, but I want to use this moment to also acknowledge, right, that citizenship is not attainable to all in our communities. And I think as it was mentioned, right, like those who have achieved it, we are counting on you. We're counting on you. We're counting on you to be our voice at the ballot box, right? And together to continue to fight until we are able to all achieve citizenship. Next, I'd like to welcome Mr. Z, a naturalized citizen who knows firsthand the importance of voting, who has been a citizen for 40 years.
Wow.
Woo! Yeah. And has voted for a very long time.
Hi, everybody. My name is Zerihun Balai. I am from Ethiopia originally. So I have been voting almost 40 years. So I want to explain what happens. When I came first, I was helped by the Nationality Service, Philadelphia. They sponsored me from the Sudan because from Ethiopia I had to walk to the Sudan, and then they got us to Philadelphia. That is a short story. I would like to start by highlight the history of the Voting Rights Act. That is very important. We have to know where is the casting office, when is the cutoff, the start, not November 5, but right before. We have to make sure we walk in there, say, okay, this is the place I have to cast my vote. That's what we need to do. So the voting rights in the foundation of almost all progressive movements in America. For decades, Black voters were systematically oppressed and denied the right to vote. This is way before we came here. Now is even a different ball play here. So even after the 15th Amendment prohibited states from denying or aggravating any citizen from voting on accounts of race, color, or previous condition of service, many states continued to enforce racist and violent practice to prevent Black people from voting. That is there. What is I missed now? They included us, immigrants. Have you heard the presidential debate? Springfield, Ohio. We eat cat. We ate dog. That is how bad it is. You don't have to believe to it. Your ears, eyes can tell you. So this is what we have to do. Not only individuals, we all collectively have to make sure we vote, even it not only the presidential vote. Start from the Black campaign, and then the ward, then the city, the state. It goes everywhere because when we vote the right person for every position, what is going to happen is we are going to govern ourselves. That is very important. You can't wait for tomorrow.
Right.
It has to be now. because we have been called names. I know it. After the 9/11, people look at me by face and say, "Go where you come from." I heard it. I'm just telling you. This is a guy who was a vice president running a company. Somebody telling me, "You go." Oh, I forgot another one. When the flyers start building their thing at the sport complex, I consulted with the owner who died a few years ago, Snyder. So I had to go to Snyder office for meeting. I went over there. I said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" "Oh, I have a meeting with Mr. Snyder." And that young lady looked at me and said, "This guy is going to meet with Mr. Snyder." So she called on the security. He came to me and said, "Whoa, you have a meeting with him? Let me go." He went over there. I mean, I hear Mr. Snyder yelling at everybody. So I didn't do anything. And one day, something happened in our neighborhood. The police came and knocking my door. I said, "What happened? Have you seen a black man running with you?" "No." I didn't even open my door. I was in my house. So that's what it is. So the revenge is voting. That is not a joke. So I'm just telling you, we have a right. The Constitution on 14th Amendment says a citizen have to vote unless we screwed up something bad. And then we belong in jail, not voting. So as long as we are a law-abiding citizen, we have, that's the right. So when they want us, they bring us because there is probably a shortage of employees. So we can hear why we have to work that they cannot touch. That's what it is. So I just, I couldn't tell you enough about voting. Please tell the neighbors, friends, sisters, brothers, father, mother, everything, everybody, get as much as you can and vote. We are, last year I saw something. A scientist who was born in Virginia, his father and mother came from Ethiopia, as I am, So their son became a scientist. You know what he's doing now? He's trying to find water in Mars. So we're not all dumb. We are a bright people.
Yes.
Let us use our right. Thank you.
That's Mr. C is OP and OG. I just learned what it means, original and overpowered, I believe. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. C. 40 years. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm proud. I'm proud to stand today with all these organizations as we welcome the New American Voters campaign to our Commonwealth. Today, we celebrate new citizens, but we continue to stay committed to our collective fight for immigration reform. We see citizenship as more than a piece of paper. We want our communities to naturalize and reap the economic benefit from it, but we also want to vote, become further civically engaged, and have our voices, our values, our perspectives heard in 2024 and beyond. So to close us out today, an organization that knows very, very well about the importance of immigrant rights and immigrant inclusion, the Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition. Please join me in welcoming Kate Firestone, Membership Director of PIC.
Thank you, Lila. Yeah. All right. Good morning, and thank you everyone for being here. My name is Kate Firestone. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the membership director of the Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition, PIC or PIC. And I want to close today's presser by expressing my deep gratitude for the speakers here today. Huascar, Ellen, Mr. Z, I say without reservation that this country is so much better
Yes.
with you here. Truly. The stories that you shared today remind us of one very important truth, that immigrants grow communities, that they make our communities better, kinder, and stronger. Kara, Mihe, Saitu, thank you for the work that you do every day with and for the immigrant community. And together, we're going to keep up the work of winning for our people. Registering newly naturalized citizens to vote, PIC consistently hears that immigrants' most pressing concerns are the economy, healthcare, education, and the need for humane immigration policies that enable families to be and stay together. Importantly, these concerns underscore the need for a reflective democracy that meets the needs of all people. We've heard this again and again from all the speakers today. They underscore the need for welcoming policies that empower immigrants to live well and thrive. And they also underscore the need to abolish border walls, shut down the detention centers, and end the cruel practice of deportation once and for all. The reality is our state population is declining and aging. But thankfully, we've seen population growth in certain communities across Pennsylvania. And the number one driver of that growth is, you guessed it, immigration.
Yes.
In fact, Pennsylvania has one of the largest voting blocks of naturalized citizens in the country.
Woo woo!
So we know immigrants grow and enrich our communities, and we need policies that welcome them and center their needs. So I will end by leaving you with this. We're here, we're powerful, we're registered, and we're ready to vote. And let's pass those welcoming policies now.
Yay! Right? So today we heard powerful testimonies, witnessed the amazing work that is happening in our state, naturalizing folks and registering them to vote. The most important part of our work is the people, right? We aim to uplift the stories of new citizens so that our folks are at the table during the national political discourse. It's easy. Nothing about us without us, right? So before we close today, I would like once more to encourage all newly naturalized voters, naturalized citizens, to make a plan for making our voices heard this November. I know I will. Just like Huascar and Helen, Mr. C, not long ago I passed one of the most difficult, exciting exams that I had in my life, the U.S. citizenship exam. Becoming a U.S. citizen is a journey for many of us, and it can mean different things to different people. For some, it means the opportunity to have a better job. For others, it means to live in stability and safety, free from fear. For me, it's about voting. Choosing to vote, for me, is among the most powerful expressions of fully belonging to the community that I am part of. For me, in my very first time voting in a presidential election as a new U.S. citizen, I'm going to be voting on the values and the beliefs that connect me with my community. So to newly naturalized citizens like myself, like some folks in here, now is the time to make a plan for making our voices heard in November 5th. We have the power to choose our representatives, our members of Congress, the President of the United States, and have our values reflected, but only if we use the power by voting. So please, let's all show up to the polls on November 5th, show our collective power, the dignity, the safety, the freedom of our community, the freedom to thrive of our community depend on us voting. Thank you again to our campaign partners. SEIU in the house. Woo! DPAS in the house. Woo! African communities together in the house. It's an honor, a privilege to be working with you all. You make this amazing, make this fun, make this powerful. A girl can complain really with you all in here. Let's keep the momentum going so that our voices, the voices of our communities are heard this November. Thank you. Gracias. Merci.